Hi guys, I'm Clever My Heart Maggie, and today I have a tutorial on the Infusible Ink by Cricut. If you haven't seen Infusible Ink before, then it's kind of the new kid on the block from iron-on transfer, heat transfer vinyl. And it's quite magical really, whereas iron-on heat transfer sits on top of the fabric, Infusible Ink actually, as its name suggests, infuses itself into the material itself. So it's just like a t-shirt you buy from the shop where the material and the pattern is one. So I'm planning on making a Mother's Day project today. So I'm going to make my mum a t-shirt, and I'm going to use one of the Infusible Ink patterns. I'm probably going to use this beautiful rose pattern just because it's really perfect for Mother's Day, and I'm going to be using a rose on the pattern so it kind of fits in. So in this packet you get 2 sheets of infusible ink, 12 by 12. You get a plain pink sheet and then you get the patterned rose design. So infusible ink is heat activated and it has to be activated at 400 Fahrenheit, so 205 degrees. So if you are using infusible ink, you do really need to have an easy press by Cricut to make it work, because ordinary irons will not go that hot to transfer the ink. So as the packaging shows, the infusible ink is made for Cricut cutting machines. It will work on the Air 2 and it will work on the Cricut Maker, and you do need an easy press to go with that. And as you can see there, it shows you kind of before and after. So I'll show you when I take it out of the packet, but the design is always really muted, and then once you use the heat to transfer it, it becomes really bold and vibrant. So there's it's a real contrast. It's really cool to see. So I will show you what you get in the box. I have just cut my finger opening this box, so got a little plaster on there now. But so inside the box you will find a tube which is wrapped in black plastic. Now the plastic is very important for the infusible ink because you don't want to have it in prolonged sunlight, so the black packaging will protect the infusible ink from any damage while it's being stored. I'll show you inside. You get, so in here are a few goodies. So silica gel to protect the item from moisture. You get a leaflet which tells you where to go for information on infusible ink. You get a little scrap of test material. Inside as well you also get some butcher paper. For those in the UK, I have checked with Cricut and they do say that using parchment paper is fine, like that you get from the supermarket, if you make sure that it is white, and definitely don't get the waxed version. And then inside your package you get your infusible ink. So you've got the pink and the floral. So as you can see, they do look really muted colours, but once you get heat on that it will become really vibrant. Grab the box and this is kind of what it will look like before and after, so you can see a definite difference in colour tone. See that pink there will become a lot stronger and more vibrant. I've switched over to my Cricut design space and I am going to just make a design now for this t-shirt. So I have found this design here that I really like. My mum is from Yorkshire, so this is a Yorkshire rose, and I thought it'd be really cute to have that as the design on the t-shirt. So the easy press that I'm using is a 9x9 easy press, so I'm going to scale this to about 8 inches so I can use the easy press
when you're using infusible ink, it's best to just do one heat pass. When you're using iron on, it doesn't matter if you run over it with the iron and different bits have heat at different temperatures and stuff, but it is important with infusible ink that you have a constant heat source on the design. So I don't want to make my design bigger than my easy press, because then I would have different heat settings going on and it would affect the design. So I also want to put on here established and 1958. That is my mum's date of birth. So I thought it would be nice if it could kind of go here. Shrink that down to about that. I might try curving it as well, just to see what that looks like. Oh, I've got the wrong bit there. Yeah, I think that looks really cute. Might be able to curve that just slightly more. Yeah, just like that, I think. So that is the design that I want for my t-shirt. So obviously important, like you would with iron on, I am going to mirror the design, because when you're using iron on or infusible ink HTV, you're cutting it on the back, so then you want to flip it so the design is the right way round. So always make sure before you cut something that you're planning on using mirror image. So I'm going to go to continue, and then my machine will be picked up here, and then I can set the material. So I'm going to just choose Infusible Ink transfer sheet, and then here it tells you make sure mirror is turned on and that the material is ink side up. So I'm going to keep it on default, and then it's telling me I need the fine point blade, which is absolutely fine. Okay, so my design has finished cutting. So just one tip before I start weeding the design. If you use washi tape on your mat, just be very, very careful when you peel it off. Don't just rip it off, because the top of the ink transfer sheet is kind of like paper. So it will rip it like paper if you do try and tear it off too quickly. So just be very, very gentle. Okay, so before I start weeding, I have just trimmed down the bits that I haven't used off the infusible ink sheet, just because this product is quite expensive, so you don't want to be wasting it while you're weeding it. So I've trimmed off the excess to save that for another project. So just roll that back up and put it inside the black bag that came in your infusible ink box. Pop it back in the box with the silica gel and it will store perfectly for you. So once I've got my design, I'm just going to kind of weed out the bits that I don't want. You can save pieces like this for another project. They would be perfect for another project. And there is my design ready to infuse onto a shirt. If you wanted to have two colours in your fusible ink, you could cut this pattern again and then weed out the negative bits. But because you have to infuse it all in one go, you would have to weed the infill bits onto this transfer sheet, so you are doing one heat press for both colours. Okay, so now I have got rid of my Cricut Maker and I have my Easy Press mat down. So the Easy Press mat is a heat resistant mat. It's quite thick and it's heat resistant both sides, but when you're using your Easy Press, it's a really good base to put your projects on so you don't damage the surface around you. I'm just going to show you this. Cricut do their own t-shirts and coasters, baby grows, tote bags that you can use to infuse, and they highly recommend that you use their own blanks because they are 95% polyester, 5% spandex, and they state that it's important to have that percentage of material content for the most vibrant colours on your projects. But I know that not everyone will want to use these style t-shirts, and I don't think my mum would want a style t-shirt like this. I've actually bought a t-shirt that is 62% polyester and 33% organic cotton, 5% elastane, which is kind of like the spandex that Cricut tell you that it needs. So this might be a little bit of a trial and error, but it'll be really interesting to see how the pattern comes out on just a normal t-shirt that you might already have in your closet. Okay, so I have my t-shirt on my easy press mat, and I'm just using plain copy paper to put inside the t-shirt just to protect the back material. So when you are infusing your design into the t-shirt, you don't want any spare ink seeping through into the back of the t-shirt, so it's just best to protect with some copy paper. I have my easy press heating up in the background, and I'm heating it to 400 Fahrenheit, and I'm going to have it on for 40 seconds to transfer the design into the t-shirt. So the next step Cricut say is to heat your t-shirt for 15 seconds. So I'm not going to put it on a timer, I'm literally just going to put it on the t-shirt and move it around for 15 seconds, and then I'm going to take my design, and they always say that you're supposed to put it 4 centimeters down from the collar, so I think that is roughly where I want my design to go, and that's quite warm as I'm patting that down. It's very important to make sure that the design is touching the fabric at all steps. I did do one the other day where I had an air bubble and I didn't realise, and it was really frustrating. So now I'm going to get my butcher's paper and I'm going to lay that down on the design, and then I'm going to put my easy press on top of the design and press go, and it's going to count down 40 seconds and infuse the ink into my t-shirt. You can kind of see the mark where the easy press has been, so that's why you need the copy paper to protect your design. So this is going to be really hot. I mean, I'm not even touching it and I can already feel the heat that is radiating. I'm just going to take a corner. I can see here that with the E that it's not actually infused on the E, so I'm just going to re-pop on my heat press just for a few seconds. Okay, so I'm gonna peel off the design and see what we've got underneath. As you can see, a lot of the ink has transferred from the transfer into the design. Wow, how cool does that look? And it has transferred it completely into the fabric. So if you can see that on the camera, it has transferred the design completely into the fabric. So if you can see that, you can see that it has infused the design completely into the fabric. And I think Cricut say like you can keep washing this and it won't fade, and even though I haven't used the official Cricut blank, the quality of the infusion is just really good. I think my mum is really going to love this t-shirt. So I am really impressed with that. It was so easy to do. We've literally done it together in the space of this video. And other than speeding up the cutting process on the maker, you've literally made it real time with me. And now I have a really unique t-shirt that you can't buy anywhere in the shops. So, and this floral design is just really beautiful, and it's just such a nice way to make unique projects. So thank you very much for following this tutorial with me. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll be back soon with some more Cricut crafts. Bye bye.